Yeah, the last episode of Co-Director we said that we were changing the director. We did have Dario Argento down, so we were going to do Bird with the Crystal Plumage, but I think probably best if we did something else. I can't remember why I thought that. I just remember thinking, maybe not. Maybe let's just do something else.
You said something about it being a pain in the arse, so I'm not sure if you meant to find or to sit through.
That was it. I looked for it and we couldn't find it. I think that was what happened.
Yeah, and then we both accidentally watched El Camino. Turns out it's Vince Gilligan's first film.
So, that'll do. I mean, if you've not watched Breaking Bad, I don't know what you're getting out of this. I don't think you're getting anything out of this if you've not seen Breaking Bad.
No, I mean, I suppose just jumping right in, I don't think you could watch this without watching Breaking Bad.
No, absolutely not.
Because I think there are probably some films that are sequels to TV shows, not that I can think of any, or films that are sequels to films that you don't need to watch whatever comes before it to enjoy it.
Serenity, maybe?
Maybe. I think Serenity's a prequel though, isn't it?
Oh, is it? I don't know. I have watched it. Well, did I watch it? I'm not sure.
I think I've seen it, but I think I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed
Firefly.
Yeah.
It's because Firefly's rubbish. Yeah, El Camino then. It's basically what happens to Jesse immediately after he escapes from the neo-Nazis at the end of Breaking Bad. So obviously, I mean,
spoilers.
we actually watched the finale of Breaking Bad together, didn't we? In Wilton.
Yes,
in the Wilton
we did.
house. Yes.
It was.
I remember because I was working. I came back to Southampton especially so we could all sit around and watch it.
Yeah, because I think was it most of us watched it? Was it just me, you, Jack, and Zara? Because I'm pretty sure Jack was there.
Lisa did as well.
Oh yeah, her.
I don't think Faye and Chantal did at that point. I don't know if they watched it. So. Yeah,
I can't remember. I thought Faye got into it towards the end. Maybe, I don't know. It was a long time ago.
That rings a bell. Actually, it was 5 years ago. To be fair.
Yeah.
Was it 5 or 6? Anyway, around then.
6, I think.
So yeah. Let's get ready. So Jesse and so it sort of the structure of the. I was going to say, have you seen any other Vince Gilligan stuff? But this is his first thing, and I know you've watched all of Breaking Bad, and I don't think you've watched much of the X-Files, which is the other thing he did.
No, I've watched some of Better Call Saul though.
Oh yeah, I think I watched the pilot. Did we do it? Did we do that for the show? I don't think we did.
I don't think we did.
I have watched the pilot. So the structure of it is basically there's a flashback followed by a scene which, well, apart from this first one, pretty much directly relates to what happens next.
Yeah.
So
I was watching it and I was like, I thought Mike died. But then I was like, oh wait, this is probably a flashback. Because you see it like, I think even just in the trailer you see that Jesse's face is a bit messed up and scarred.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, wait, his face is messed up. Flashback. Yay. Mike's still dead.
That's a point, actually, before we get too into this. Did you watch the recap video that plays before the film?
See, the thing is, I went, oh, I've already seen it. And then I was like, oh, fuck, I really wanted to watch. I want to watch it. I don't know why I didn't just go back and watch it, but then I was like, oh, I've already skipped it, so I'm just going to watch.
So you've not watched the recap video?
No.
The recap video is fucking great. It just really, really nicely just condenses all the major beats.
Did you watch? I think Aaron Paul was on one of the late night shows.
Oh, I think he was on. Was it Jimmy Fallon?
He recapped it in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I did see that.
And the thing is, it's also really sounding like he's not going to do this, and then he just bangs it out. And I like that he just refers to Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones.
So this is what sets up. From the very first scene, you know how it's going to end. Pretty much, that's what I found. It's like, all right, okay, well, as soon as they had this conversation, I was like, I'm not really worried for Jesse that he's going to be fine.
Yeah. The thing, I don't think you were ever
do.
meant to be worried about Jesse in this film.
No, but it would just seem pointless just doing this film just to kill him off. Because if they were going to do that,
they'd have killed him in season 1 when they wanted to.
Yeah.
I find that that's maybe the most not baffling, but like incredible things about that is that they wanted to kill this character like in season 1, and then he's the spin-off film.
Can you imagine if they did though? Like the show would be so different without Jesse. I actually don't think the show would be half as good.
No, like without that go-karting scene, the show would suck.
Oh man, that go-kart. I do like that. Yeah, so they Jesse asked Mike, you know, if you could, where would you go start over? Mike says Alaska. So straight away, you know where the end shot is going to be.
There was a little bit of me just expecting Jesse to go somewhere completely different. It's like, yeah, but it sounds like Alaska sucks, so I'm gonna go somewhere else.
So yeah, and then we see Jesse legging it from the compound in the El Camino which actually doesn't feature in this anywhere near as much as I thought it would for a film that's called El Camino. The El Camino is actually not in it at all.
That's true. I guess it's the car that starts the film.
Yeah. So then he goes to see Skinny Pete and Badger. That's quite funny because they're arguing over that's the point. You'll probably know. What game were they playing? Do you know? Was it like Forza?
It looked like Gran Turismo, but I'm pretty sure they were playing it with Xbox controllers.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Actually, it kind of looked a bit like GTA, but then they were talking about Apex, and I was like, I'm confused.
I don't think you need to worry about that in GTA.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. The thing, like, as soon as I saw them, I was just sort of like, this is just going to be like a love letter to Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's
like,
exactly
I already sort of thought it was a bit, but it was at that point that I started to realise that, oh, maybe they're going to, like, bring some of the characters who survived back. And then my brain was just like, yeah, but who fucking survived?
Not many. That's the thing, and that's probably my main point of. Well, not my main point, but that's definitely a big part of something that I found slightly strange about the overall tone of the film, is that it's this. Obviously, with the knowledge that it's been 5 years since it ended, and you know, over 10 years since the show started, that you then have this, what is, as you quite rightly say, it's a love letter to it. So it's like, you know, it's revisiting old characters you've not seen for a while, characters who we know are dead reappear in flashbacks, in new scenes that we didn't see during the show, etc. It just seems strange, the idea of that, when you then take the actual narrative is supposed to be happening, you know, hours after Heisenberg dies.
Yeah.
So
which I mean, they did confirm finally.
Yeah. I mean, just having those two things. It didn't affect my enjoyment too much of it. I just thought, you know, outside of the story, I was like, it's a bit odd to have this big old Breaking Bad love-in when it's all supposed to be taking place, you know, the day after, or at least in the days that follow. Yeah.
Well, I suppose it could just be Jesse's remembering all of these moments as the film progresses.
And I guess
it always seems to be like quite poignant to what is happening, like at that moment, or their memory of something that he needs.
Yeah, like Todd's apartment is literally like, oh, I remember this apartment. It's like, okay, I'm at this apartment again.
Yeah, and I think all of the flashbacks, aside from that, I quite like flashbacks in films and TV shows. I think it gives you that almost that, like, it's almost Vince Gilligan just sort of going like, yeah, look, these characters had stuff that I didn't show you. don't worry about it. There can always not like there can always be more, but just like they were more than just what you saw.
Yeah.
Which I suppose they've done with Better Call Saul to an extent, because that's all of like Saul Goodman's like backstory. They just sort of goes like, oh look, he's a much bigger character than he was in Breaking Bad.
I don't know, because I almost feel like if you can't do that in the show, I read, like, when I was quite a while ago, I read or I heard something saying like, oh, if you have to use flashbacks in your storytelling, then you failed. I mean, that's not necessarily true, because obviously there are no hard and fast rules with storytelling, but there is part of me that does think, if you're doing a prequel, or if you are going back over old stuff and introducing new ideas into that,
I think in this, I think with El Camino, it's almost a reminder that there's stuff that you never saw. I don't think it was true of, like, with Breaking Bad, because that could have gone on and on and on. Like, I don't know, the fucking Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But I think what they did really well with this is they sort of went, oh look, here's just some little, like, almost like bonus scenes. Like, for all we know, they've just sort of gone, oh, well, we've got these deleted scenes we've never shown anyone, let's just fucking whack them in.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually, that's a way of looking at it, isn't it? Perhaps they were supposed to be, but, you know, run into it. Anyway, so Jesse then decides that he knows what he needs to do. He wants to go and find the guy who helped Walt and Saul disappear.
Magnets, bitch!
Oh, that's it, because he previously did say I want out, and then he changes his mind, doesn't he? So he calls on Ed to do his thing and start making preparations for him to disappear, but then he never showed up. So Ed says, right, well, it's 125 grand for you to disappear, but I want another 125 grand for the time that I did all the work and you didn't show up. So, he goes to the flat. He goes to Todd's flat to get the money first, doesn't he?
Yeah, there was. I think it's for. I think what is it, like 90 minutes runtime?
No, it's 2 hours.
Oh, it didn't feel it, but
no,
they seem to they get a lot in, and even though I think at some points the pacing feels kind of sluggish, like a little bit.
I definitely felt that with the flashback in Todd's apartment. I think you could probably get rid of. I mean, it does also it does really reinforce how much of a fucking psycho Todd is. Like, that he kills his cleaning lady because she sees where he keeps his cash, but is quite happy for Jesse to see it. Or maybe that just doesn't even occur to him that Jesse's now also seen where he keeps his money. I
think it's weird because it shows that it almost makes Todd seem more like he's two characters, because he's that like chatty, what seems like quite a like lacking in self-confidence and like that sort of self-belief, and is just quite timid.
Yeah.
But then he's also just like, well, I fucking murdered this cunt, so
I'll tell you where we've seen him do that before. Black Mirror. Have you seen his Black Mirror episode?
Probably.
The one where he copies his workers and puts them in his game.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great episode of Black Mirror. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, he's a really fucking good actor who he's
good at being a piece of shit.
The problem is I always really forget about him. Like, until he shows up in something, I'm like, oh fuck, it's that guy who locked Jesse in a cage.
He was in Game Night as well, and he's really funny in Game Night. That's a really good film as well. Came out a couple of years ago. Anyway, so it's while Jesse's in the flat, he's looking for Todd's money, and he's looking for it for fucking ages, and that's where he sees his parents on the news, and they're begging him to look, listen, turn yourself in. It was just gonna be easier for everybody. You just turn yourself in. So he, quite exasperated, he leans against the fridge after he's torn this place apart.
I think he like knocks his head against the fridge and he's like, just hears the money fall down. He's like, oh, money, bitch.
Yeah.
I felt like there was a distinct lack of bitches in this. Because I can't actually remember if Jesse says it at all.
I think he gets one in. I do seem to remember he says it once.
I'm thinking like the current Jesse, not the flashback Jesse.
I don't know. Maybe that's them saying no. He's definitely changed from his experiences with the Nazis.
Maybe
he is now.
From his experiences with the Nazis. That sounds like a phrase that you shouldn't have to say.
But to be fair, I did think, and we'll get to this in a bit, but with the conversation he has with Ed, when Ed threatens to call the cops, and he's calling him out saying, you wouldn't do that, he goes into fucking dumb Jesse mode, which we've seen like throughout the show, which I quite liked, that they kept that in.
Yeah, because it's like that, it's almost like a weird coming of age story, almost. Because like throughout the show, he seems to like get a bit further to like just not I don't want to say being a grown up because he's still a drug dealer, but just like some sort of level of maturity.
Drug dealers should be grown ups. At the that should be the minimum requirement for drug dealers.
Yeah, but that makes them easier to catch. But he almost has like a maturity to him.
Yeah.
But then something will happen, like I don't know, an overdose. Like, or a plane crash, you know, something like that will happen. It will just throw him back.
When he's looking after Brock, that makes him grow up, doesn't it? But then Brock's mum gets shot.
Yeah,
right,
and then he's a bit caught by the Nazis.
Yeah. So yes, and so as he's getting the cash, these two cops show up.
Or
and it really annoyed me that I didn't twig they weren't police. It was only once he grabbed the wire that I was like, hang on. Actually, oh no, sorry, it was Lisa. Lisa went, well, shouldn't he have handcuffs? If he's, and I went, oh, he's not police. They're not fucking police.
I mean, I knew that they weren't good cops.
Just wondered if they were, oh, we shoot black people cops.
I mean, isn't that all of them? But yeah, I twigged they weren't there for like a legitimate reason. But yeah, I didn't think they weren't cops until I was like, wait a minute. I don't think they're good guys, so they're probably not cops.
Yeah. So then they agree to. One of them goes to distract the neighbour who knocks on the door, and Jesse says, "Listen, let's split this 3 ways." And
I mean, did they recognise Jesse straight away?
He did. I think it's Neil is the main guy he speaks to, the welder, because he says when he sees Jesse, when he as he's leaving, he says, "I wondered when you'd recognise me," because he's the guy who built the thing that Jesse's tied to in the Nazis' place.
Yeah.
So that's when he says, "I was wondering when you'd recognise me." I think that's when Jesse's like, "I want to fucking kill you."
Possibly the biggest like giveaway that they're not police officers is that they don't instantly recognise the most wanted man in Albuquerque at the time.
I was thinking that in the back of my head, I think, but so and then you get that really horrible flashback of when he finishes building the bar that Jesse's tied to, and they make Jesse run as fast as he can and swing on it, which is obviously really hurt. So that was fucking horrible.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the flashbacks to the Nazi place aren't that good.
That's true. It's not a happy time. It's not a happy time for Jesse, I don't think.
I think that's maybe why they made them Nazis.
So you don't give a shit.
Yeah, so you're like, I really hope Walt turns up with a remote-controlled machine gun.
Oh, look, how convenient. So that's when Jesse goes to Ed. Ed tells him, right, I need this money. This is the worst bit, I think. This is fucking horrible what Jesse does now, is he rings his mum and dad and says, look, do you remember where we were when we had those picnics? I'm there now. Do you want to come get me? So his parents are all like, oh, yeah, definitely. So they jump in the car. drive off, and of course Jesse's not there at all. He was calling from outside their house, breaks in, nicks the money, and 2 guns, critically 2 guns from the safe. Did you notice the Jesse, he tries to put in a code a couple of times, and then he says, oh, it's such and such, his brother's, I can't remember his brother's name, it's his birthday. So what I think that means, and that's the code that unlocks it, what I think that means is that Jesse's birthday used to be the code for that safe, and his father has since changed the code on that safe to his other son's birthday, which is like a, I don't want fucking anything to do with Jesse, which is fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of his sons is a drug dealer, and the other one, his birthday's the code.
Yeah, but he's a nice drug dealer.
I mean, as much as we like Jesse, if he was a real person, you'd be like, I hope they lock you up forever. Maybe we'll just send you back to the Nazis.
How many people does Jesse actually kill? He kills Gail, he kills Todd. Who else does he kill?
I think that might be it. I think he has quite a low body count, but it's still a body count.
He bumps it up in this. Another one. Kills Neil. In the fucking great scene. Right, so so he's got the money off his parents, and he's going to take them. He's going to go take it to Ed. First, he goes to the shop because Neil, when he recognises Neil, the welder who built the thing, he's like, right, I'm going to look up, and he looks in the phone book of where that welder shop is. Goes over. So he just bowls in, doesn't he? It's just like fucking hands in his pockets, just bowls in. Alright, how's it going?
Hello, lads.
To be fair to him, he does try to do it all peacefully, saying, listen, I need another $1,800,
and then he'll just leave.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, he doesn't take the money from his parents' safe, does it? He just takes the guns.
Yeah.
So he said, look, give me the $1,800, I'll go. So Neil sees the gun, and he's like, absolutely not. Let's duel for it. Like, oh, fuck me, okay. Right.
There was a little bit of this, just like, I don't think Jesse's going to win this.
Me too. But the thing is, in the previous scene, you'd see him taking out 2 guns, and he's had his hands in his pocket the whole time. So as soon as he said, right, we'll duel, I was like, yeah, he's going to be absolutely fine. He's got the other gun in his pocket.
Well, what happened is, they said, we'll duel. I saw 1 gun and went, and my brain just went, no, we don't need to remember that he got 2. We don't need to know that. We want to fear for his life.
Because Neil takes a piss and he says, you brought a fucking 2-2 to a duel. Yeah, it'll be fine. So they're about to draw, and Jesse shoots him with the gun that was in his pocket. He grabs the cash, blows up the place, and then we get a flashback. Before I started watching this, I did think that Walt is probably going to be in this in some form.
I did not expect it at all.
I completely forgot about it as I was watching it, and then when he knocks on the hotel room door, and he walks out, I audibly went because it properly surprised me that suddenly Walt's walking down the hallway with Jesse.
Yeah, the thing is, because it's been so long, because I'm actively trying to forget Breaking Bad so I can watch it all again. Yeah. This hasn't helped at all, because it's made me just sort of remember a lot more of it. But I remember when that scene I know that the scene never took place in the show, but I couldn't remember the scene when that scene could have happened. I mean, obviously, I think it's probably season 1 or 2.
I think it's...
because they've got the RV.
I think it's 2, coming up to 3, because they don't mention Gus, do they? And you said, yeah, they got the RV, but he's saying they would probably make $1 million, and they weren't making that sort of money at the start of series 2.
So it must be before they start getting
cooking with Gus.
Oh, it's definitely before that, because it might. Is it still? It's maybe before Tuco.
No, because Tuco's series 1.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking because it doesn't sound like they've been going through a big through another dealer, because it sounds like Jesse's still selling.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because he says, do you know anyone who would buy that much in one go?
Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking maybe it's before 2K. So that's like first half-ish of season 1? Ish?
Possibly.
I mean, not that it matters exactly where it fits, but I want to know.
It was nice to see, well, Walt before he went utter psycho again.
Yeah, it's weird because I've just been like watching Suits, and there's a guy in there's a prisoner in that he has like this whole long speech. He's like, at first you're telling them it's for your family. And then he goes on this big long speech and he goes, and eventually you realise that you just don't give a fuck anymore. And I was like, are you from Breaking Bad?
Yeah, so then Ed takes Jesse to, guess where? Alaska.
I mean, I didn't see that coming at all.
He says, is there anything else you want me to do? Anyone else you want me to say goodbye to? And he hands him a letter. You'll see later on that it's it's addressed to Brock, which actually, as soon as we finished watching Breaking Bad, I thought, in my own personal thought, was the next thing Jesse does is go and get Brock, because obviously his mum's dead and he's got no one else. So I thought Jesse was going to take Brock and then take him somewhere safe, but nope. He has
the Jane flashback.
He has a real nice flashback with Jane where he says, that's cool that you just, let the universe decide where you're going to be and, just go with the flow, that sort of thing.
Yeah, she picked the wrong universe though. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is not the one.
Oh dear. That's alright, because she also went to that apartment in 23, didn't she? Apartment 23?
Shit, yeah, I need to watch more of that. And there was also Gilmore Girls and...
Wait, what? She's in Gilmore Girls?
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah, she's Rory's friend.
Oh shit, yeah, of course she is.
And also like one episode of Gossip Girl, but I mean, I'm not saying that like I've watched a lot of stuff that she's been in just because she's been in it. Wouldn't do that.
That's exactly what's happened, isn't it?
It is 100%. I'm just going to check to make sure I've seen everything. Oh fuck, there's a lot. Nope, I have not.
So you end with Jesse driving off, ready to start a new life. Something that I did like about Alaska is there's a lot of
snow.
Sort of, yeah. Well, that is literally my point. There's a lot of top-down shots in Breaking Bad, and you see a lot of dirt and sand and tarmac and grit and just horribleness. And the snow is just such a
clean, pure
contradiction. Yeah, it's completely fresh, and there's no shit on it and everything. So
it's a really nice juxtaposition to where Jesse finished.
Has come from, yeah.
Well, even just finished the show, like he finished the show in New Mexico in the desert, literally in a hole.
True.
Like, he could not have been more fucked.
Do you think this film was necessary?
No.
Neither do I.
But I'm not unhappy that it exists.
But like you said, it is more it's almost a nostalgia
it's
thing,
almost more
which is mad.
Hey. Do you remember what I made?
Yeah, that is exactly how I felt it was, because it doesn't really advance the story. It still ends in the same way as I thought it would end, as Jesse gets away. It's just he has a bit of a pain in the arse of a time of getting to it again. Yeah,
it's almost like it's answering that question of like, oh, well, did Jesse actually get away? And it's like, yep, he did. That you like Vince Gilligan could say it, but this is a nice way of just being like, no, look, we really let him survive.
Yeah,
because you could go, yeah, no, he got away and got 5 miles down the road and a policeman shot him.
Be a very short film if that was it.
Yeah, I think they wouldn't have made that a film, but you could just, I think it's a nice way of stopping people speculating.
But then I don't think that's necessarily something that you need to stop. Because speculating, that's part of the fun. part of the fun of being a fan of something.
Yeah, I think that's maybe why they left it a little while, rather than, because they could have put this out a couple of years ago and probably had like a full-on like theatrical release. I know they had like a limited one, I believe.
I think so.
But they could have had a big film and made a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And instead they sort of went, oh no, we'll leave it a little bit. Give it 5 years. Get some people come back, I'm sure they'll look exactly the same.
Yeah, that's something else that I was, it's supposed to be, it's a flashback, and suddenly Todd's a lot bigger than he used to be.
Yeah. Like I guess that was the only thing, like it wasn't that bad, because most characters looked
slightly different.
I mean, to be fair, most of them looked pretty similar. It was the one that I noticed the most was Todd.
Yeah. But then it's like, do you know what? If you're worrying about that sort of thing,
if you're worrying about that sort of thing, you're sort of looking to dislike it.
Yeah, like then it means the film isn't working, and the fact that the first time you see him, you go, oh, and then you just forget it because it's Todd and Jesse.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. The first time I saw it, I went, ooh, that's Todd. He's meant to be dead. But I think by that point I'd cottoned on to the whole like,
the budget is. They're saying it was around about $6 million. That's fucking nothing.
There were some episodes they were paying maybe more than that for. Because I think from like season 3 onwards, wasn't it like $1 million an episode?
I think Bryan Cranston was getting $3 million an episode.
Well, maybe they didn't take that out of the budget.
But yeah, while it's not necessarily, I'm pleased it exists.
Yeah, I think it doesn't take anything away from Breaking Bad. It doesn't add a huge amount. It was like a really sort of, it was just like a long episode.
Yeah, which I think is what they probably set out to do.
Yeah, and the thing is, it sounds almost like an insult to be like, that film you made is just like a long TV episode, but for a sequel to a TV show, like it's what you don't want it to feel like a film.
Yeah.
Necessarily, you want it to feel like, oh, we've done it, but feature length. And you go, oh, yeah, thank you.
It was like a double episode. Like you could easily cut that in half.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't. Because I fuck waiting a week for the second half?
But yeah, no, I did really like it. I'm pleased it exists, and it was nice to go back into that world and just catch up with, see what people are doing. And I think Badger and Skinny Pete get a real nice send off as well.
Yeah, I think it does justice to a lot of the characters. That I think that's maybe what the flashbacks were for, because you didn't like Jesse never got a goodbye to anyone but Walt, and he wasn't really in the mood.
No, I don't think that was a goodbye, was it? Do it your fucking self. Nearly shooting him.
Yeah, but I think because he never got a real. I think maybe just as a character, he never got a closure with any of those characters. I mean, also he needed Todd's money, but. I think with Jane he never got like a proper goodbye, because I don't remember him going to a funeral.
I don't know actually, because
there was the plane crash and
yeah, they're probably
he had a hard time finding the right funeral.
Fucking hell. But yeah, no, I did really like it.
Yeah, I think I would like to see Vince Gilligan make more films. I want to see him make a film that bridges the gap between Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead. Like, do you know what I really wanted to see? I wanted to see Daryl or something, like, just turn up and just punch Jesse in the face.
Just put a crossbow bolt through his foot and walk off.
Yeah, just because I want... I know that's like some sort of mythical gap that they've sort of teased but never really confirmed. I just want them to just be like, no, it's a real thing. And then explain to me why AMC don't know when to pull the plug.
Well, clearly they do. That's the thing.
That's the thing. They fucking nailed it with Breaking Bad, and then just kind of went, oh, but you know what?
Keep going.
The Walking Dead can just keep going, because the apocalypse is never going to end.
Yeah, that's the thing, actually, isn't it? The happy ending of The Walking Dead is everyone having office jobs and worrying about yoga and shit.
Yeah, there's... Well, aren't they? They're doing a Walking Dead film at some point soon, I think.
Yeah, which I guess this is a good, you know.
It's maybe a good test of the water of like, well, here's the show that we ended at the right time. Let's see how that goes. Oh, people like it. Maybe they'll like the show that we forgot to finish.
I think I'm gonna end up rewatching, if not all of Breaking Bad, then probably like series 4 and 5 again, because I've seen 1, 2, and 3 quite a lot.
In the lead up to this, I was watching I think I watched someone made a montage of. It starts off with Hank opening the book, and then just all of the scenes where Walt's just like, yeah, I'm a drug dealer. Play through, and he's just like, son of a bitch. I just want to watch a montage of Jesse saying bitch. I don't know why.
Someone has done that.
I mean, to be fair, it is his entire character. Like, he has nothing outside of that. That is, he says bitch and he goes go-karting. That's really all he's got.
It was like my stag do, really.
Yeah, no one said bitch a lot.
And no one goes and does archery in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So
well, maybe we should try again.
What have we got next coming up? I'm looking forward to this one. I've not watched this since I was a kid. Brad Bird, The Iron Giant. Have you seen The Iron Giant?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, it's fucking beautiful. A fucking great film. That'll be a good one. But yeah. What we got? What's the next co-pilots? What's the next one we do there?
It'll be O'Neill's time, which is fucking something.
Fuck's O'Neill's time?
I don't know. It's the combined name of the shows, and I need to open the other spreadsheet to see what it is.
Oh, okay.
It is.
I mean, I'm sure that would be fun.
One Day at a Time and The Real O'Neills. I have no fucking idea what either of those are. So, yep.
That's good. Those are the ones I like the best. The ones that I don't know.
Yeah, but you didn't know Entourage, did you?
I did. I fucking hated Entourage.
Was that a debut film for whoever directed the film?
Almost certainly not.
I mean, I'm just saying, I could probably sneak it onto the list.
Yeah, we're not doing it. I don't care. We're not doing it.
But the film might be really good.
It might be Citizen Kane, but we are not doing it.
I mean, can I check to see if it even qualifies?
I mean, feel free, but like I say, we're not doing it.
It doesn't qualify. Interestingly, it was his last film.
Well, before he was taken around to the back of a shed and shot.
No, before. It sounds like since it happened, he's broken up, and he's gotten married and broken up twice.
Ooh, poor fuck.
Yeah, considering the film came out 4 years ago, that's...
Wow. He moves fast. Known due to... See what else he did. Oh, good, he did Bad Santa too. The writer.
Okay, yeah, cool. We're going to do some more stuff, but probably not that.
He's made a film called Fat Beach, which is spelled with a PH.
Oh, I didn't know you were a film star.
Hey. Alright, fuck you. I'm off.
Yep. Bitch.